press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi everyone, today's topic is types of muscles. So based on various criteria, the muscles are classified into different types. So criteria in the sense their regulatory activity, their appearance and their locations in the body. So based upon that the muscles are classified into different types. So based on location, that means where exactly the muscles are placed in the body. So depending upon that, there are three different types of muscles are identified. So there are three different types of muscles. Skeletal muscles, skeletal muscles, visceral muscles, they are also called as smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. So there are three different types of muscles are identified. Skeletal muscles, visceral muscle, also called smooth muscles, and the cardiac muscles. Okay, so in this session we are going to discuss the structure of three different types of muscles and where they are located and their function in detail. Okay, so I take up first I take up the skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle. So skeletal muscle, as the name itself says, skeletal muscle, right? So they are the muscles which are found attached to the skeleton of our body. They are found attached to the bones. Okay, so these skeletal muscles are responsible for movement. So they are responsible for, they are attached to the skeleton and they move the skeleton. So they produce contractions. The contraction and the relaxation of skeletal muscles causes a movement and also locomotion. So the skeletal muscles are responsible for movement and as well as the locomotion. So as they are found attached to the skeleton, they are called as what? Skeletal muscle. So they are attached to a bone. So they are not directly attached to the bone, but they are attached to the bone with the help of tendons. See here, if it is a bone, okay, and this is what a muscle, skeletal muscle. So the skeletal muscle will not directly attach to the bone. Instead, they attach to the bone with the help of a type of connective tissue, that is tendon. So tendon is a type of connective tissue that connects the bone with the skeletal muscle. So the skeletal muscles are attached to the bone with the help of tendons. Okay, it is a type of connective tissue. So you will study in detail about what are tendons, ligaments. Okay, so in while we discuss about the connective tissues. Okay, so here the skeletal muscles, they are called skeletal muscle because they are attached to the bone. How they are attached to the bone? With the help of tendon. Okay, so that's why the skeletal muscles are called as so these muscles are called as what? The skeletal muscle. And let us see the structure of skeletal muscle. So they are attached to the bone and they cause movement. So the skeletal muscle comprises of long and cylindrical cells. So how are the cells? The cells will look like this. The cells are long and cylindrical. Okay, so they are long and cylindrical in nature. Each muscle fiber, okay, here the muscle cells, no, the muscle cells are called as muscle fiber. Why? Because the muscle cells are long and fiber like. As they are long and fiber like, the muscle cells, they are also called as what? Muscle fiber. So here each muscle fiber, so what about the structure? They are long, cylindrical, right? Did you find any branching here? The muscle fibers are compactly arranged without any branching here. So these skeletal muscle fibers are unbranched. So each muscle fiber is long, cylindrical and unbranched. And each muscle fiber is covered by a cell membrane. Okay, so that is called as sarcolemma. So sarcolemma is actually nothing but a plasma membrane of a muscle cell. So that is here it is plasma membrane of a muscle cell is called as a sarcolemma. Each muscle fiber in a skeletal muscle is covered by sarcolemma. And inside what is there? So inside the cell there is a presence of cytoplasm, right? So the cytoplasm would present in the muscle cell, no? So that is called as what? Sarcoplasm. The cytoplasma membrane is called sarcolemma and the cytoplasm is called sarcoplasm. Okay, so the sarcoplasm contains nucleus. The sarcoplasm contains a nucleus. So these are the nucleus. How many nucleus are present in a cell? How many nucleus you are seeing in a single cell? So this is one cell, this is another cell. How many nucleus are there here? There are two nucleus, no? So each muscle cell is having many nuclei. Nucleus is singular, nuclei is plural, okay? So each muscle fiber is having many nuclei. Okay, so it is multinucleated. So each muscle fiber covered by sarcolemma and the what cytoplasm present inside the cell is called sarcoplasm and the sarcoplasm contains many nuclei. So it is multinucleated. So what about the cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is called sarcoplasm. Okay, and what about the nucleus? So there are many nuclei are present. So hence these cells are multinucleated. Multinucleated means having many nuclei. Okay, and see the position of nucleus here. So they are present at the sides, no, just below the sarcolemma the nuclei are present. Okay, so that means they are in the center of in the central region or towards the peripheral. So the nucleus are located towards the peripheral region. Peripheral region in the sense towards the sides, okay, not at the center, towards the sides just below the sarcolemma. So what about the position of nucleus? They are multinucleated, having many nuclei and located in the peripheral region. They are located in the peripheral region. And the sarcoplasm, no? So the sarcoplasm contains many contractile structures. So in the sarcoplasm you see many contractile structures. So those contractile structures are called as myofibrils. So myofibrils are nothing but contractile structures. So they are made up of thick filaments, thin filaments, which are made up of myosin and actin proteins. Okay, so that I will discuss in my later video. Okay, so after the completion of this, when we talk about detailed structure of skeletal muscle, at that time I explain what are thick filaments, thin filament, about actin and myosin. Okay, so just here you remember here sarcoplasm is having contractile structures, that is what the myofibrils. Okay, so myofibrils are present in the sarcoplasm. And when we see this skeletal muscle under the microscope, we see striations. So we can see the presence of dark and light bands. Okay, so due to the distinct arrangement of myofibrils, that is thick filament, actin and myosin filaments, so we can see the alternate dark and light bands. Okay, so in skeletal muscle there is a presence of dark and light bands. So are you seeing these striations? So these striations are because of the presence of dark and light bands. So what are dark and light bands, that I will explain in next video. Like this. Right? So when we examine the skeletal muscle under a microscope, we can see the presence of dark and light bands. So this region, okay, dark band. And this is this region is light band. So this presence of dark and light bands, no, they give a striated appearance, striped appearance, right? Okay. So because of the presence of dark and light bands, so as they give a striped appearance, the skeletal muscles are also called as striped muscle. It is due to the presence of stripes. This muscle, skeletal muscle, also called a striped muscle, and it is due to the appearance of striations. We are seeing striations now because of dark and light bands. So that's why skeletal muscle is also called striated muscle. So you have to remember the names. So skeletal muscle are also called striped muscle, are also called striated muscles. It is because of striations. It is due to the presence of. So the sarcoplasm contains myofibrils which are distinctly arranged and shows alternate dark and light band. Okay, so that gives striations, striated appearance to the muscle. So because of the appearance of striations, so this type of muscle, skeletal muscle, also called a striated muscle or striped muscle. And this action of skeletal muscle, they are voluntary in nature. Voluntary in the sense the functioning of skeletal muscle is under the control of our will. Okay, the skeletal muscles contract whenever we want. Whenever we want, at the time only the skeletal muscles will contract. I said that the skeletal muscles are found attached to the bone, right? They are attached to the skeleton. So they are more commonly found in the arms, legs, and also in the neck region. Okay. So they are responsible for what? The strong contractions they produce, no? They causes movement. Okay. So they move the strong contractions produced by the muscle, they move the skeleton. Okay. So that's why they are responsible for what? Movement. Okay, so they are responsible for movement, they are responsible for locomotion. But when they contract, whenever we want, then only the skeletal muscles will, whenever we want, then only the skeletal muscles will contract. So the functioning of skeletal muscle is under our conscious control. Okay, if we want to sit, we sit. If we want to write, we write. If we want to run, we run, like that. So it is under our, that is our conscious. Okay, so that's why the functioning is under our willpower. The functioning of skeletal muscle is under the control of our willpower. The skeletal muscles are voluntary in nature. Voluntary. They are voluntary in nature. So that's why these muscles are also called as voluntary muscles. So they are also called as what? Voluntary muscles, because they are under the functioning, the contraction of skeletal muscles is under the control of our will, under our conscious control. So that's why these are voluntary in nature. Okay, that's why they are also called as what? Voluntary muscles. Skeletal muscle, striped muscle, a striated muscle, and voluntary muscle. Okay, and the skeletal muscles now, they feel fatigue because they contract, there is a rapid contraction, so they contract and relax quickly. Okay, so that's why they feel fatigue. Fatigue means what? Tiredness. So the skeletal muscles can be tired. Okay, so they feel contractions are quick. They produce quick contraction, so they feel fatigue. Okay, so this is about the structure of the skeletal muscle. How about the shape of the cell, muscle cell, skeletal muscle cell? They are long and cylindrical and they are unbranched. Each cell is having many nuclei, so they are multinucleated, and the nuclei are located towards the peripheral region. So peripheral in position, position of nucleus is peripheral, and each muscle fiber is covered by sarcolemma. Whatever the cytoplasm that is present, that is called sarcoplasm, which contains myofibrils. So the myofibrils show dark and light band, so that they can see the presence of striations. That's why they are called striped muscle or striated muscle. And they are voluntary muscles. Why they are called voluntary muscles? Because they are voluntary in nature. Okay, so they are under the functioning of skeletal muscle is under the control of our will. So they are called as what? Voluntary muscles. Okay, then where the skeletal muscles are located in the body? As I said, location. So no doubt they are found attached to the skeleton, but most commonly they are present. They are present in arms, legs, face, okay, neck, and they found attached to the bone skeleton. So what is the function of skeletal muscles? What is the function? So they bring voluntary movements in the body. Okay, they are responsible for the movement of body parts. They bring locomotion. Okay, so they provide force for locomotion. The skeletal muscles function. They provide force for locomotion, and also they bring about voluntary movements in the body. They bring about voluntary movements in the body, and so they are also responsible for changing the body posture and all. Changing in body posture. Okay, so these are all what the functioning of a skeletal muscle. So we'll come to know what exactly the skeletal muscle, where they are located, their function and the structure. Understood clearly? So this is what a skeletal muscle. Then the next is smooth muscle. So do you have any idea about smooth muscle, where they are located in our body? Smooth muscle. Why they are called smooth muscle? Because they lack striations. So what striations we seen in case of skeletal muscle, no? That what alternated dark and light bands. So those type of bands, that dark and light bands, they are absent in the smooth muscle. Okay, so there is no appearance of striations in the muscle, smooth muscle. So that's why the name smooth muscle. And so let us see the structure of smooth muscle. So unlike that of skeletal muscle, the smooth muscles are spindle shaped. Spindle shaped. So they are broad in the middle but have tapering towards the ends. So they have pointed ends but broad in the middle, thick in the middle, thin at the ends. So what is the shape? Spindle shape. So the smooth muscle consists of elongated and spindle shaped cells. The cells are elongated spindle shaped. Okay. Did you find any branching here? No. These are also unbranched. Unbranched. And the cytoplasm what present in the muscle cell, no? That is what? Sarcoplasm. See here, the plasma membrane is called as sarcolemma, and the cytoplasm is called as sarcoplasm, and the endoplasmic reticulum is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum, that endoplasmic reticulum, that is a cell organelle, it is important here. Why? Because so that endoplasmic reticulum is a storage of, it stores calcium ions. Okay, so that is responsible for, they are needed, calcium ions are needed for the contraction. Okay, so that's why endoplasmic reticulum play a very important role in the mechanism of muscle contraction. So here the endoplasmic reticulum is called sarcoplasmic reticulum. Cytoplasm is sarcoplasm, plasma membrane is sarcolemma, and the endoplasmic reticulum is called sarcoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and what about the nucleus? The cytoplasm, sarcoplasm contains a nucleus, and here only one nucleus per cell. Only one nucleus per cell, so uninucleated. Uninucleated. Right. And what is the shape of the nucleus here? Oval shape. So the cells are uninucleated, contains a single nucleus, single oval shaped nucleus. And what about the position of the nucleus here? They are exactly in the center. The nucleus are located towards the center. They are located towards the center, right? And uninucleated, and here also the sarcoplasm contains myofibrils like that of skeletal muscles. Myofibrils are also present here also, but there is no distinct arrangement. Okay, so the myofibrils are not distinctly organized. Okay, they are not distinctly arranged. Okay, it is due to the random arrangement. We can see the random arrangement of myofibrils. But whereas in case of skeletal muscles, the myofibrils are distinctly arranged. So that's why we can see the presence of dark and light bands are present. But here also the muscle fibers are present, but they are randomly arranged so that the myofibrils, they do not show alternative dark and light bands here. Okay, so the dark and light bands are absent in smooth muscles. So that's why there is no striations. Did you find any striations in the muscle here? No striations. Why? Because there is absence of what? Dark and light bands. So here dark and light bands are absent. Dark and light bands are absent. And here smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are involuntary in nature. Involuntary means what? So they are involuntary. They are involuntary in nature. Okay. So here as I said, dark and light bands are absent, no? So no striations, right? So because of that, the smooth muscles are also called as unstriped muscles. So you have to remember which muscles are called unstriped muscles, which muscles are called striated muscles or striped muscles, that you have to remember. So smooth muscles, why they are called unstriped? Because of the absence of dark and light bands. They are also called non-striated muscles. They are also called non-striated muscles because of the absence of striations, right? Then they are involuntary. Why they are involuntary? Because the functioning of the contraction of the smooth muscles is not under our conscious control. So they are not work, so they do not function as our wish. Okay, so they do not function as we wish. So they are involuntary in nature. That means their functioning is not under the control of our will. They are not under the control, our conscious control. Okay, they do not act according to our wish. Okay, so that's why these are involuntary in nature. That's why these muscles are also called as involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles. And here the contractions is slow here. Skeletal muscles, they contract very quickly, no? So here the contractions are slow. Contractions are slow but rhythmic. They are slow and rhythmic. Okay. So usually the contractions are slow, they cause slow contractions. Usually these muscles do not feel fatigue. They do not feel fatigue. You have to remember every character of the muscles, okay? So whether they are uninucleated or multinucleated, you have to remember the position of the nucleus, whether they are voluntary or involuntary, striations are present or absent, okay? They feel fatigue or they do not feel fatigue. So you have to remember all the points because any type of questions can be framed for NEET exam, okay? So for that purpose, you have to remember all the points. Say they do not feel fatigue. And what about the location, smooth muscles? Let's see the location where they are placed in the body. The smooth muscles, they are found lining the wall of hollow visceral organs. So visceral organs in the sense soft internal organs of our body are called as visceral organs. Okay, so lungs, okay, heart, lungs, so that urinary bladder, uterus, okay. So whatever the internal soft internal organs are there, they are called as visceral organs, internal organs, okay. So these smooth muscles are found lining the wall of hollow organs. Whatever the hollow tubes, whatever the hollow organs are present in our body, except the, I am not talking about heart here because heart is having different type of muscles. And whatever the hollow organs are there, the lining of such hollow organs, lining of such hollow tubes are having which muscles? Smooth muscles. Okay. So that's why the another name for smooth muscle is visceral muscle. They are also called visceral muscle because they are found lining the wall of hollow visceral organs. Okay. So visceral organs in the sense hollow tubes, alimentary canal, a hollow tube. So the movement of food, when we take the food, when we swallow the food moves along the alimentary canal, right? Why it moves? It is due to the contraction of smooth muscles that found lining the wall. Okay, so the inner lining of that alimentary canal, no, the muscular layer, so that is made up of, that's having smooth muscles. So the contraction of smooth muscles, that is responsible for the movement of food along the alimentary canal. Okay, so location, they are found lining the alimentary canal, that is posterior part of the esophagus, posterior part of esophagus, then stomach, intestine. So these muscles are involuntary because can we control the smooth muscles? Can we control the movement of food in the alimentary canal? No, because the working of smooth muscles is not under the control of our will. Stomach, intestine, and also the lungs, urinary bladder, and uterus, a part of female reproductive tract, okay, and even the lining of blood vessels, lining of blood vessels are having the smooth muscle, okay. So the visceral muscles are found lining the wall of hollow tubes or the hollow organs, okay. And what about the function? So skeletal muscles function is the responsible for the movement of body parts and locomotion, right? Okay, what about the function of smooth muscles? So as I said, they are found lining the alimentary canal, and they are found lining the urinary bladder, they are found lining the wall of blood vessels, right? So can you guess the function now? Yes. What is the function? So they bring about involuntary movements in the body. So involuntary movement in the sense what peristalsis. As I said, peristalsis means what? So it is the wave-like contraction of smooth muscles in the alimentary canal. It is responsible for that causes the movement of food along the alimentary canal, right? Okay. So it brings involuntary movements in the body such as peristalsis. Okay, and also the flow of blood in the blood vessel due to the smooth muscles, due to the contraction of smooth muscles. So flow of blood in the blood vessels. So these are the functions of what? Smooth muscles. So they bring about involuntary movements in the body and the flow of blood, okay, in the blood vessels, and also even the closing and opening of the ducts where some sphincters are present, no? So there we can find the presence of smooth muscles. So they are responsible for the opening and the closing of the ducts, right? Okay, so all these are the functions of smooth muscle. Understood clearly? So you have to remember the location, function and all the characteristics, right? Then the next is cardiac muscle. So you can also study these types of muscles in the muscular tissue. So one more chapter is included in our syllabus, that is animal tissues. In that you are going to study muscular tissue in detail. There also you are going to study these 3 different types of muscles. Cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle, where these muscles are present then? Cardiac, that means they are exclusively found in the heart. Cardiac muscles are found only in the heart, hence the name cardiac muscle. Okay. So let us see the structure. See this cardiac muscle, no? These muscles are having the properties of both skeletal muscle and as well as the smooth muscle. So they have the properties. Some of the properties are like skeletal muscle and some of the properties are the smooth muscle. So the cardiac muscles are having both the characteristic features of skeletal muscle and as well as the smooth muscle. Let us see the structure. So like that of skeletal muscle, cardiac muscles also having a long and cylindrical cells. Okay, long and cylindrical. But here we can see the presence of branching. Did you find this type of branching in skeletal muscle? No. So here branching is present. Right. So how about the cells? The cells are long, cylindrical and branched. Like skeletal muscle, they are long and cylindrical, but here we can see the presence of branching. And Each muscle fiber is surrounded by, is covered by sarcolemma. And the cell contains, inside the cell contains what? A sarcoplasm. And here also the sarcoplasm contains a nucleus. Sarcoplasm contains nucleus here. Here also, so this is a individual muscle cell. Cardiac muscles are also uninucleated. They contain a single nucleus. Each cell contains single nucleus. So these are also uninucleated. As they contain single nucleus, these are also uninucleated. And see the position of nucleus here. They are exactly located in the, they are located towards the peripheral region or in the center. They are in the center. So the cells are uninucleated. Location of the nucleus, a center. Okay. So like that of skeletal muscle, they are long and cylindrical, but whereas skeletal muscles are multinucleated. You have to remember the differences also. Okay, na? So skeletal muscles are multinucleated, but cardiac muscles are uninucleated, and in the, there is also a difference in the position of nucleus also. So in the skeletal muscle, nucleus lie towards the peripheral region. Here the nucleus is towards the center. So these are uninucleated and the nucleus is located towards the center. And sarcoplasm here contains myofibrils. Here also we can see the presence of the dark and light bands. So striations are present here also. So here also the myofibrils shows a faint, a dark and light bands. Like this. Okay, these are dark bands. And this region, light bands. And so here also the dark and light bands are present. Okay, so we can see the presence of striations here also. And one more important thing here is in cardiac muscle we can find zigzag lines here. Okay, So these zigzag lines are found between the two adjacent cells. Okay, so these intercalated discs, they are called as what? The intercalated. They are called as intercalated disc. Okay, so these intercalated discs are nothing but what? They are nothing but zigzag lines. So these intercalated discs are present where the two adjacent cells meet. Okay, so whenever the two adjacent cells meet, there is a presence of a zigzag line like this. Okay, so these zigzag lines are called as intercalated disc. So what is the function of intercalated disc here? So this intercalated disc is not present in skeletal muscle, right? Okay, so here the function is that intercalated disc, whatever the impulses that are generated in the muscles, so the impulses, this intercalated disc will send, they quickly transfer the impulses, they quickly spread the impulses from one muscle fiber to the another muscle fiber, so that all the muscle fibers will contract as a single unit. Okay, so that is what the functioning of intercalated disc. So what is the function here? So here also the cardiac muscles are involuntary in nature. So involuntary means it is also the functioning, the contraction of heart muscles is not under the control of our will. Okay. So here the generation, the impulses are generated within the heart muscles itself. So what impulses they are generated? So the intercalated disc what present here, so the intercalated disc will quickly transfer those impulses from one muscle fiber to the another muscle fiber, so that the impulses spread very quickly and all the muscle fibers will contract as a single unit. Okay, so that is what the functioning of intercalated disc. Okay, so here in cardiac muscles, intercalated disc are present, right? But whereas it is absent in skeletal muscles. And as I said, cardiac muscles, these are also involuntary in nature. These are also involuntary in nature. So involuntary in the sense, the contraction of heart muscles is not under the control of our will. Okay, so the heart muscles, the contraction, it is not under our conscious control. So if we instruct the heart muscles to stop contract, whether they stop contraction? No, they do not stop contraction. So their functioning is not under our, it is not under the control of our will. They also, they do not act according to our wish. Okay, so that's why cardiac muscles are also involuntary in nature. They are not under our conscious control, but the impulses are generated. You know that cardiac muscles are myogenic, right? Human heart is myogenic or neurogenic? It is myogenic heart. Why it is human heart is called myogenic heart? Because what are the impulses? Impulses are generated. Impulses for the contraction of muscles are generated within the heart muscles itself, right? So that is what SAN, sinoatrial node, that is the pacemaker of the heart. So that generate the impulses for the contraction of heart muscles. Okay, so the impulses are generated by the heart muscles itself, right? So they are not under the control of our will. So hence the heart muscles are also involuntary in nature. And so here also the contractions are rhythmic. The contractions are rhythmic. The contractions are rhythmic. So they do not feel, they never feel fatigue. They never feel fatigue. Even though they continuously contract, the heart muscles will never feel fatigue. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the structure and the characters of cardiac muscles. So these are long and cylindrical, shows branching. Okay, and they are uninucleated, and the nucleus is towards the center, and myofibrils show dark and light bands. So striations are present here, okay, and they are involuntary in nature and they never feel fatigue. And what about the location where heart muscles are located? They are found in the wall of heart. You know the you know the structure of heart, right? So heart wall is made up of 3 layers. So it is a 4-chambered heart is 4-chambered. Heart wall is made up of 3 layers, right? So which are the 3 wall layers of the heart? The first outermost layer is pericardium, and middle is the thickest layer, that is what? The myocardium, and innermost is the endocardium. So these are the 3 layers of the heart wall. Where exactly the heart muscles are present? They are present in the heart wall. In which layer they are present? They are present in the myocardium. So that is the thickest layer, right? So the heart muscles are present in the myocardium layer. Myocardium layer of the heart wall. Okay, so they are called as cardiac muscles. And what about the function? The contraction and relaxation of muscles helps in pumping. It helps the blood to pump. Okay, so it helps in the pumping and helping in the pumping and distribution of blood to all the body parts. So the contraction of heart muscles, the contraction, the relaxation of the heart muscles helps in pumping of the blood, okay, so that the blood can be distributed to all the parts of the body, right? So this is about the cardiac muscle. Okay, so you will come to know the 3 different types of muscles based on location: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Okay, so here you have to remember all the points. Okay, so the questions are framed like this: cardiac muscle. Which of the following muscles are called as striated muscles? So name the muscles which are involuntary and uninucleated. Name the cylindrical, involuntary and uninucleated muscles. Like that they will ask. And name the voluntary and name the cylindrical, voluntary and the multinucleated muscles. Like that they will ask. So have to remember all the points. Understood clearly? Okay, and you also remember the location, exactly where the skeletal muscles are located, where exactly the smooth muscles are located, and where exactly the heart muscles are located. Understood? And according to their names. Okay, so skeletal muscles are also called as striped muscles, striated muscles. Okay, and they are also called voluntary muscles, right? And smooth muscles are also called as visceral muscles, and they are also called unstriped muscles or non-striated muscles or involuntary muscles. So cardiac, and they are cardiac muscles. So they are found exclusively in the heart. They are called as cardiac muscle. Okay, so these are the 3 different types of muscles. Okay, so in our next video, I am going to discuss a detailed structure of the skeletal muscle. Okay, and I'll explain what are thick filament, thin filament, what is actin, myosin, okay, and the mechanism of muscle contraction. Understood? Okay, thank you.